right, good Thursday morning, everybody. We are live here on KENS 5. It is a beautiful, comfortable morning. It's not as cool as where we should be this time of year, but it's okay. Let me just make sure my chair is looking good and the audio is working a-okay. Sounds like I am up and perfect right now as regarding audio. Yeah, so outside right now it's mostly clear. Skycam San Antonio showing all similar conditions right now. It's going to be a beautiful day, but on the warm side, it is a little warm for this time of year, especially in the afternoons. The mornings feel fine. Matter of fact, this morning we felt pretty nice and comfortable. And we're going to break down the forecast, what to expect this weekend. Also take a look at the tropics. We have a couple of storms out there. We have there's Hurricane Priscilla, and there's also Tropical Storm Jerry out there as well. But otherwise, pretty quiet across San Antonio. If you have any plans to go out for lunch the next hour or two, just fine. But by about, let's say, 2 and 3 o'clock, it gets a little warm, right around 91 to 92 for a high temperature expected for your Thursday afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. If you have any questions, comment down below. Join the conversation. We'll be live for the next 10 to 15 minutes here on KENS 5. And then another weather update on KENS 5 News at noon in about 50 minutes or so. I'll be live with Sarah Fergani as well. All right, so let's talk about tropical satellites. So there is Priscilla on the left side of your screen. I'll zoom in and show you what we have. So there's like the Baja Peninsula, there's Cabo, Mexico, and then offshore is some high waves and some rain offshore for Priscilla. Now off the central Mexican coast, you can see an area that looks very promising in regarding like thunderstorm development, spin, cyclone formation. That'll likely become Tropical Storm Raymond in the coming days. Remember, the Pacific Ocean has a different slate of names compared to the Atlantic Ocean. So they're on their R-named storm, so they're farther down the list, and we're only on the J-named storm in the Atlantic, so a lot less active this season in the Atlantic Basin. So there's Tropical Storm Jerry. It is en route to become a hurricane in the coming days. Probably bringing some surf and increased rain for the northern Antilles Islands, north of St. Lucia, but pretty much missing the entire Caribbean Sea and then making a right northerly turn towards Bermuda, but it looks like the latest forecast, but this can change, should miss Bermuda towards the east. There's a huge ridge out in the central Atlantic Ocean that just kind of guides these storms from south to north. Just kind of rotates around this particular weather pattern and doesn't really impact land. So all these storms that really formed this year, like Aaron, Umberto, and what was the other one? Let me take a look. There was another storm. There was Umberto. Imelda was a very similar path. Fernand, Gabrielle. These storms that formed in the Atlantic, you know, they form, they strengthen, and some made up to Cat 4, Cat 5 status. I believe Aaron made it up to Category 5, and so did Umberto. But most of the action stayed out at sea. And that's what happens, especially in October. The weather setup just guides these storms over open water and doesn't really direct them towards land, which is good news. We don't want to see those kind of hurricanes. But yeah, it's still pretty active out there, but nothing of immediate threat to land, especially for Texas. And we could use some rain, right? We could use a lot of rain. We're in a deficit, we're in drought, so we need something to move in. But right now, nothing too impressive moving our way for the next 7 days. Pretty dry. Matter of fact, 81 feels like 84. Humidity's up a little bit. East wind at 8 miles an hour. Dew point's right around 70, so it's a little bit more humid compared to this morning. So a little bit of a change there. 81 in the city, 81 at Timberwood Park, 79 at Bernie, 84 at Divine, 78 in Bandera. Still 70s in the Hill Country. Feels awesome and fabulous. Out in Fredericksburg and Kerrville at 75 to 78 degrees. Feels great up there. The Hill Country should stop in the upper 80s today. It's going to feel decent and nice with lower humidity. But San Antonio, Floresville at 83, 84 at Pleasanton. Skies are mostly clear, 1 or 2 clouds out there. If anything, any clouds that are still around and any sprinkles or measurable rainfall, it's farther west towards like Eagle Pass and Uvalde, but even that's very sparse. Right. Oh, there was a couple of, let me see. There were some returns out there. Let me just take a look real quick. Yeah, so there were, a sprinkle or two between Brackettville, Uvalde, but yeah, nothing too impressive. So rain chance is dwindling down. One thing you'll notice today, thanks to a very weak front out in central Texas yesterday, that'll kind of guide in a northeast wind, so that'll help drop humidity again. So right now it's a little high. This morning it felt great, but tonight it'll feel better. So I would suggest walking the dog, maybe go out for an evening, late night stroll, go to the park. It's going to feel nice this evening as temperatures quickly cool down into the 70s and 60s overnight. And also, it'll be a little breezy this evening, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. I wouldn't say windy, but it'll be a little breezy. We'll see winds range from like 15 to 25 miles an hour. Occasionally, it's not going to be overly windy, but it'll feel nice to accompany the cooler temperatures in the late evening and overnight. But something that the winds do, especially with these systems in the fall time, they drop the humidity, and with any gust that goes up to 25 or 30 miles an hour, that can elevate the fire danger. And we mentioned this because a lot of folks, people drive over tall grass, people can burn trash, people can start up fires in their backyard or in their area. And sometimes those embers, when the winds gust upwards of 25, 30 miles an hour, those embers can jump from spot to spot. So meaning, with drought that's in play already, anywhere east of I-35 has seen a pretty large rainfall deficit over the last 1 to 2 months. We've seen some rain in early September and some in August, but really recently it's been very dry, and it's created a very dry environment, and any fires that spark off and spread will spread rapidly. So there are no red flag warnings or fire weather watches in effect. There's nothing like that, because the danger is not elevated to extreme or very high, but it is high. It's in that yellow category between San Antonio, Gonzales, Pleasanton, Floresville, for example. So please, if you can, avoid any outdoor burning today and tomorrow, because again, these winds and the drier air, lower humidity going into the overnight can definitely cause a problem. All right, so here's today's forecast: 93 today, 93 tomorrow, 91 on Saturday. One saving grace is the mornings will feel a little cooler. So tomorrow morning, 68, 69, 65 to 64 Saturday morning, and then Sunday morning as well, 64 to 65 with lower humidity. So next few mornings, enjoy it. Go out on the patio, grab a cup of coffee, and just enjoy the first few hours of the morning, because the first half of the day, the first beginning of the day, right, feels like fall. But after like 11 a.m., temperatures warm up so fast, and we get up to the lower 90s, which is not very fall-like. But yeah, the mornings feel great. They feel phenomenal. And at least we have that. And unfortunately, no big change yet. This ridge of high pressure actually, comes back by next Tuesday and Wednesday. And that really, creates subsidence and creates a lot of drying in the atmosphere. So no big chance of rain, and temperatures staying right around where they are, 91, 92, 93 degrees every afternoon going forward. But models are saying sometime between the 19th and 20th, maybe a frontal boundary moving in, and that could be our first October cold front. Obviously, a lot to iron out between now and then. That's still like 10 days out from October 20th to 21st. But we'll keep you posted here on KENS 5. Otherwise, have a great Thursday, guys. Have a phenomenal day. It's going to feel great this evening. Again, late evenings, early mornings feel great. Mostly clear skies and a little breezy at times, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, but no big change and no significant chance for rain in the foreseeable future. Download KENS 5 Plus on your Roku. It is free. We'll have additional updates on every newscast, the weather, with local news, with the sports. Also, download the KENS 5 app as well. It is free in the App Store for any additional weather updates. Unfortunately, no chance for rain, but we would have radar updates, any tropical update, any frontal updates on some of the models. But right now, mostly quiet in San Antonio. A high of 93 today, a little cooler this weekend with some cooler mornings and lower humidity. Have a great Thursday, guys.